Well, the rain is finally out of the area here in the Delaware Valley, so it's a beautiful day for 2 games between the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. It's the last time the Braves are here in Philadelphia, so under bright, sunshiny skies and very comfortable temperatures, it's time to find a baseball or a game. It's game 2 of this 3-game series, and it's game 1 of this doubleheader. All right, so the Phillies' winning streak against the Atlanta Braves after the first game of the series has moved to 7 consecutive. Now, the Phillies are on the top of this list, but in the wrong spot. But as we get to the middle of the pack, they're in the right spot with their 7-game winning streak against the Braves. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with John Kruk. Greg Murphy will join us in just a little bit. So the Phillies have won 7 straight over the Braves. Part of the reason why is because their starting pitching has been so good. And today, Jared Eickhoff is coming off a 5-inning performance where his curveball was dancing.
Yeah, the curveball, and it's another pitch. It's the pitch he's going to have today against these Atlanta Braves hitters. You saw what Aaron Nola did with the breaking ball to Enciarte, and this is what Eickhoff has to do. A great breaking ball against the Cubs, like you said, Tom. Only 5 innings, but that lineup is so deep that they work counts. But once they got ahead in the count, that breaking ball by Jared Eickhoff was in full effect and dominant, getting a ton of strikeouts against the Cubs hitters with that breaking ball.
All right, so you got to give him some credit. The first 14 starts, the Phillies were 2-12. He was 0-7. But the last 9 starts now, he's 4-0. It's a lower ERA, and it's a better strikeout per inning pitched ratio as well. And a lot of that is because of the command of the curveball. All right, so the curveball is Jared Eickhoff's trick pitch. All you got to say about R.A. Dickey is that his trick pitch and his priority pitch is that knuckleball.
He will throw a fastball on occasion. He will throw a little slider on occasion, but that knuckleball is just can be devastating, and it was in his last start here against the Philadelphia Phillies. You know, you always tell yourself, if it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go. R.A. Dickey makes it a concerted effort to try to keep the knuckleball down. Most knuckleballers you talk to, they throw it, and wherever it ends up, that's where it ends up. He thinks he can command his knuckleball, and these Phillies hitters, though, they have to be patient. Yes, his first strike ratio has gone up over his last handful of starts, but you still have to be patient with R.A. Dickey. Let him walk in and be prepared on the bases for a wild pitch.
The other part of it is that wild pitch. Kurt Suzuki is catching, and he had a big problem with R.A. Dickey the last time the Braves were here in Philadelphia. So it is game 1 of this doubleheader. It'll be R.A. Dickey against Jared Eickhoff. Lineups at first pitch when we return for a long day of baseball here in South Philly. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. To start game one of this doubleheader. The Phillies have such a young staff, but usually it's the veteran who decides which game he's going to get. And Eichhoff was the veteran in this case with Mark Leiter Jr. So he opted for game number one. So let's see the lineup he is facing today. Brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Matt Adams did not play in game number one. He is playing left field. He is a kind of a work in progress out in left field. Truly a first baseman who is playing out of position, but hitting .345 in his career against the Phils. And they will face the 27-year-old right-hander from Evansville, Indiana. 4-7 on the year with an ERA of 4.36. Only 5 innings last time. Pitch count was in the 90s. Part of that was that he had 8 strikeouts his last time out, and 3 walks. So that automatically raised the pitch count. But they feel pretty good despite the velocity being down.
Well, the breaking ball really showed up against the Cubs his last start. It was just devastating, both the righties and lefties. And yeah, you go back there and Nola's start against the Braves, and you saw the breaking ball. He got Enciarte out with the runner on third. You thought, this is going to end up being a close game. But Nola had a great breaking ball, and Eichhoff has the same thing. He's going to have the same success, you would think.
Well, the first batter that he'll face is Ender Inciarte, who was 2 for 4 in game number one. And the first pitch of the day is just a bit outside, so we're underway, and the count is 1-0. Inciarte is 3rd in the league in hits, 3rd in all of Major League Baseball, 2nd in the National League. 1 ball and 1 strike to Inciarte. It'll be Inciarte, Phillips, and Freddie Freeman to start things off here in the first. And a looper out towards center field, and then I'll drop for a base hit. So the first curveball that Eichhoff throws is greeted with a leadoff single. So that brings us to our Nissan keys to the game today, John.
Well, like every start, you got to be patient with R.A. Dickey when you're facing a knuckleballer. And be prepared to run when you get on, because you never know when a ball's going to get by Kurt Suzuki. And don't let the Braves breathe. Stop them in the first inning. Try to jump on them early, and if you jump on them early, they might be sitting there, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah, this is a team that is 12-27 in their last 39 games. And in fact, Brandon Phillips, as Inciarte is chased back. Brandon Phillips said after the last game, he said, we have nobody but ourselves to blame for this run. He said, we've kind of blown it as a team. He's hit in 13 straight. It has been a surprisingly disappointing run for them. Popped up foul above our heads and out of play.
We had a shot at that one.
I thought we did too, actually.
You remember how the game started Monday, though? Inciarte, blooper.
Yeah, that's true.
Fisted a ball to the left field for a base hit, start the inning, and so things are looking our way. Got to be positive. Always positive.
Let's get a ground ball to Freddie.
Yeah.
Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to second base is offline. And that is the 18th stolen base for Inciarte. You know, it's amazing in this game. I mean, that throw had a lot of velocity on it. I mean, it had a lot of giddy up on it, but it was just a hair to the shortstop side. So that gave Inciarte an opening.
Yeah, if it was down on the base, he had a chance. But Inciarte got a great jump. Eichhoff's not real fast to home, and Alfaro did all he could. But there you see it. If that throw was on the base like the one Cameron Rupp made the other night, just catch it and let him slide into it, he probably got him.
1 ball and 1 strike to Phillips. Breaking ball, 1-2. That's a good breaker.
Yeah, that's a good pitch to throw, because Phillips is trying to shoot the ball the other way. And normally you would think, okay, right-handed hitter, he's trying to hit the ball the other way. Let me throw something hard in. You saw Phillips kind of like lean back a little bit because he was looking at the same thing, and the break got him.
Throws it again. This time he wasn't biting. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you what, didn't think we'd see this day after yesterday, did we?
Oh, it is absolutely gorgeous out today.
I don't even have the fan on.
Really?
Feeling pretty cool.
I felt a breeze and I thought it was the fan. This is just Mother Nature.
Yep.
And a looper out towards center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's career hit number 2,000 for Phillips, and it will give the Braves a 1-0 lead. I mean, you want to talk about just putting the ball in play and good things happen. That's exactly what happened there.
He got the ball, gave it a kiss. Congratulations to Brandon Phillips.
Well, he extends his hitting streak to 14 games. It really is a remarkable feat for any major leaguer to reach that milestone of 2,000 hits. It really is. He becomes the 279th player in Major League Baseball to reach 2,000 hits.
He's been really good for a really long time.
First player to ever reach that number, that milestone, was Cap Anson. And now Phillips is in that category.
I'm anxious to see how the Phillies are going to turn a double play if he hits a grounder to Cesar.
Yeah, is it Freddie that's going to run over? And
Franco ain't going to get there.
No, because Franco is way over toward the third base bag with Freddie Freeman up. Freeman is 0 for his last 11. It's tough to keep him down. On the outside corner, and it's 1-1.
Freddie hasn't been too pleased with the umpire. I know against Nola he had some issues with some of the pitches that were called strikes, and that one right there, he didn't look like he enjoyed that call either.
Phil Cuzzi's behind the plate. And a fastball high. Or I guess that's a slider. It was 84 miles an hour.
I hope it wasn't a fastball. But you notice Phil Cuzzi, not many umpires get directly behind the, like most of them. Most of them are more to underneath the hitter's arms than he is almost directly behind them. Kind of like that. That's why they need to bring back the old balloon chest protector.
Yeah, because if they had the balloon, most times they were right over top, right?
Yep. Now he's right on the inside corner, but just interesting that he seems like he's more behind the catcher.
Outside, 3-1. That's where he fell off. Again.
Is that a changeup?
No, that's, well,
84.
84 is normally slider speed for him. 84, 85. But it did have the actions of a changeup.
Yeah, backed up on him. If it was a slider, I hate guessing.
In the air to right field. That sounded like it was going to go far. And it looks like it's going to go far. In fact, it's going to go into the second deck for Freddie Freeman. And just like that, it's 3-0 Braves on top. Well, it ends in 0 for 11. The last series, Freeman went hitless for the first time this year in a series. Boy, he did not miss that one.
You wouldn't think after 3 innings the keys to the game would be
out the window.
Pretty much done. Now 3-1. He tries to throw that fastball and it was elevated. Look at this swing though. Look at how he gets that bottom hand extended through, and I mean it was hit so high you thought, well, maybe it's not going to go.
Well, then when Nick Williams took one step and kind of just became a spectator.
You understand now why I was a horrible outfielder.
Here's Markakis, who fouls it away. Either that or very rude to your teammates who was on the mound.
Well, I thought I could have caught that one. Man.
Upstairs, 1-1. Well, rough start for Jared Eichhoff. It is a crazy game, baseball. I mean, think about five innings and 1 earned run against the defending world champions the last time out, and 8 strikeouts. It's kind of like Rich Hill. Rich Hill had a no-hitter going into the 10th inning against the Pirates in his last outing, and then in his last start yesterday gave up a boatload of runs in the first inning. Brandon Phillips drove in 1 with his 2000th hit, and then Freddie Freeman drove in 2.
I don't know if you noticed, but he's talking.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah. Can you imagine having a locker beside him?
Fly ball to left field. Hoskins is shading his eyes from the sun, and he makes the catch. And 1 out here in the first.
You're sitting on a plane with him. You know, you're a little tired. You want to take a nap, and he wants to have conversation.
It's kind of like you and Murph.
Yeah.
You don't let Murph do anything.
Well, really disappointed Murph's blowing me off on this trip.
You don't think he's got a reason?
Well, he has a good reason.
It's a quality reason.
It's just not a good reason to me.
I'll sit right behind you, John, and be sure to
and kick his seat.
Talk in your ear.
Yeah. Make sure when you get up, you pull the back of my seat down when I'm sleeping to give you better leverage.
I will do that.
I love when people do that.
I got to admit, I'm a culprit of that sometimes.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Kurt Suzuki with the count, 1 ball and no strikes. And he bounces it foul, 1-1.
He did some damage here last time in Philly, didn't he? Suzuki did some pretty good offensive damage, huh? Last series here?
He did. In fact, he just reached his career high in home runs with 15. And a line drive caught by Eichhoff.
Wow.
Nice play. Good reactions. That wasn't even I got to get out of the way and catch it. That was I'm going to bend down and get it.
Like a hockey goalie.
Yeah, there are 2 outs.
I mean, this ball seemed like it was hit harder than it was, but it looked like he hit a changeup back at him, got jammed a little bit, but just, you know, ho-hum, nonchalant.
Well, that'll bring Matt Adams to the plate, playing in his 78th game as a member of the Braves. And that ball goes right off the glove of Alfaro.
For strike 1.
For strike 1.
What happened there? Looked like it went right through his glove.
It looked like it went right through his glove. On the outside corner, and it's 0-2. I think that's the slider he wanted with Freeman early in his at bat that he missed with. Swing and a miss. He got him. Threw him back-to-back sliders and picks up his first strikeout. But the Braves strike first. They get 3 runs here in the top of the first inning. Capped off by Freddie Freeman's 2-run home run. 388 feet from home plate into the second deck. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Phils trail at 3-0. Behind after a 3-run first for the Braves. Let's take a look at his lineup for today. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience career hitter against R.A. Dickey batting second. Freddie is scheduled to play both ends of this doubleheader, with Cesar leading it off. And there's R.A. Dickey, 8-8 on the year, at ERA over 4.06 for R.A. Dickey, with 111 strikeouts and 153 innings. You know, it hasn't been a bad year for R.A. Dickey. I mean, despite an ERA just over 4, but he's got the innings that they expected.
Yeah, and that was big. You know, that's why they brought in some of these veteran guys, Colon and the rest, to try to give them innings, help these young pitchers out. But he's the only one left.
First pitch to Cesar Hernandez is a knuckler, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Time now for our AARP's Getting to Know R.A. Dickey scouting reports. I think we put him on the AARP scouting report because he's the oldest guy on the Braves.
Yeah, you would think. You look at his average fastball velocity, 83, looks like 93 because of all the knuckleballs. He will throw a change and a slider. Good numbers against the Phillies, 2.75 ERA.
On the outside corner, the knuckler's in there for strike 3. And Cesar is down looking.
And that's the thing with R.A. Dickey's knuckleball. He can throw it at different speeds, but he throws a hard one right here at 81 miles an hour. Knuckleball, and you see the lack of spin on the ball. Suzuki frames it really good, and we got one out, and R.A. Dickey got his first strikeout. Isn't it interesting? Cesar bats right-handed and Freddie bats left.
And we saw that the last time they faced R.A. Dickey, where Cesar just said he felt more comfortable, more controlled from the right side of the plate. Galvis last 9 games hitting under 200 overall at 256. Outside, 2-1.
Well, I was talking to Freddie today, and you know, he wore the shin guard his first 3 at bats the other night, or 4 at bats, and he had 4 at bats. And then the 8th inning, I saw where he was in the on-deck circle. Cesar made the last out, but he didn't have the shin guard. So I asked him about it. He said, "Oh, shin guard, batting gloves, new bat." He just got rid of everything.
The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Rich Height of Ben Salem. Phillies hit a homer in today's ball game. Rich will win $100. McDonald's enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. 2-2 pitch to Galvis. And it's upstairs, 3-2.
And that's what else you have to be leery or be aware of as a hitter. You know, if you swing and miss at strike 3, even if you take it and it's called a strike 3, you never know where that ball's going to end up.
Ground ball to the right side, and Freddie Freeman is there, 3 unassisted, 2 away. Brings Nick Williams to the plate. He provides us with our Geico quote of the day. We talked about this the other day on his family in Texas. Everyone I've talked to is safe. A lot of them are just trying to help other families that are stranded. It's sad. It's home. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait it out. I have some pictures of 5 minutes down the road from where my parents live, and it's in a bad place. Ryan Lawrence from Philly Voice had a story about Nick and his family. And the fact that his boyhood home, the one he grew up most of his life in, was destroyed with a hurricane earlier. But as Nick told me yesterday, he said that his family is okay. The water is up, you know, toward the development, but it hasn't gotten to the house.
Yeah, that's same with my nephew. They're hoping if there's any more, they're thinking if there's any more rain, it could get there to their house. But it's a couple, like 3 or 4 feet from getting there.
There's a knuckleball. It was high, and he let it fly. And Nick Markakis will make the catch to finish up this first inning. So the Phillies go down in order in their half of the first. We have completed 1. We'll head to the second. It's 3-0. Braves on top. not give them the protection they deserve. A State Farm agent is here to help with the right home and auto coverage and discounts too. Talk to a Philadelphia area State Farm agent or call 800 State Farm. Ozzie Albies will lead things off. Albies hitting .261 with 2 homers and 10 runs batted in. 0 for 3 in the last series, or the last game I should say. And you want to know how good he's been? He's still hitting over .400 in his last 8 games. Well, you heard Nick Williams calling it the entire time. I think he felt like he had a better angle than Florimone, who was kind of shading his eyes from the sun there.
That was almost disaster.
Could have been very problematic.
Yeah,
Florimone did see it though, don't you think?
That's his ball. I mean, the center fielder has to take charge. I don't know if he called for it. He just thought that, this is a routine play, and maybe Nick wants to get on the highlight show. I don't know.
Well, he was almost on the highlight show for the wrong reason. Dansby Swanson.
That's an F9 to straightaway center.
Yeah, gonna put an arrow on that one.
In case you're scoring at home.
Can't find a better day than this. 73 degrees, mostly sunny.
Wind blowing in. Should have told Freddie Freeman that.
0-2 as he swings and misses at that slider. Since he's got called back up, his numbers have been good. In fact, they're happy with a lot of his production, offensively and defensively. Boy, that was really close. I don't know where Phil Cuzzy thought that was. I guess he thought it was low. That's a shame too.
Yeah, now it's more work. I wonder if Eichhoff feels like if I go down there again, I'm not going to get a strike.
Boy, he totally missed his spot. He took a peek down at the mound after he threw that 190. That was the hardest ball he's thrown today, and really the hardest ball he's thrown in a few starts.
Yeah, it's not even close. Farrer was setting up in. That ball would have went behind a lefty.
Or hit him. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. It looked like Phil Cuzzy was backing up to give it the old heave-ho.
Yeah, I thought he was too. First walk issued by Eichhoff. Pitchcast presented by Mazda. See, number 3 is the one we were talking about being a strike. Yeah, this one was awfully close. And R.A. Dickey 6 for 49 so far.
I like to see Franco get in a little further. Look how far back he is. I know he'll move up once Eichhoff comes to his set, but I mean, he should be breathing down Dickey's throat right now.
He bunts it toward first.
Great bunt.
Tommy Joseph has it. Sacrifice number 5 for R.A. Dickey. Breaking news, the most accurate weather forecast for your neighborhood and major news of the day in 2 languages. Every weeknight, count on NBC 10 News and Telemundo 62 News at 11. See what everyone's talking about tonight at 11.
We got to make some pitches here.
Inciarte singled and scored his first time up. Boy, a solid year all the way around for Ender Inciarte. Probably win another Gold Glove too out in center field. I think he and Odubel Herrera are going to be in the conversation for a Gold Glove this year. Ender's already won one.
Yeah, that's the issue. Sometimes when you win one, if it's close, it's going to go to the guy that's already won one.
A little looper out toward right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. That'll add to the Braves' lead. And it's now 4-0. Well, the unfortunate thing is that Eichhoff probably had Swanson struck out, but instead it turns out to be a walk, and he scores after being sacrificed. And it's 4-0 Braves on top.
Yeah, and that's you know, this is when you see the pitch here. Guess that's a fastball. It's hard to say.
It's really hard to say today.
But it ran away, and you know, Cincinnati didn't hit it hard, but just hit it where no one was. And this is a Pete Mackanin nightmare right now. A doubleheader. Even though they can bring up a guy for the 26th man on the second game today, right?
They can. It'll be Ricardo Pinto.
Pinto's coming, but you know, still, you know, the last thing you want to do now is, you know, have to get to your bullpen in the 4th inning, 5th inning, or whatever.
Brandon Phillips hits it way up on the right side of the diamond. Cesar Hernandez makes the catch. Side is retired. A run does score on the single by Inciarte. We move to the bottom of the second. It's 4-0. Braves on top. During the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting the Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. You can find out more at nemours.org/radiothon. The radiothon will be held on our Phillies radio affiliate, WDEL 101.7 FM and 1150 AM. Good folks down there. Juan Samuel, Nick Williams, Pedro Florimon having a conversation on that fly ball. I think Nick may have also seen how Reese responded to the fly ball earlier. And I mean, John, you know this better than I do, but I would think that the corner guys, if the ball's to center field, or let's say if the ball's to left, if the center fielder comes over, they might be able to see it a little bit better than the guy right under it.
You remember the last time Nick played center field? He had a couple issues with the sun. Ball dropped, and you know, maybe he thought, you know, doesn't know if Florimon can see it, and that's why communication's so important to avoid collisions when it's a day game and the sun's, you know, in center field, because you know, Florimon has to yell immediately that he sees it, or else Nick's just going to keep coming,
right? Because
that's what type of player he is.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Rhys Hoskins' first look at a knuckleballer here in the big league level. I don't think there are any down in AAA that he would have seen just from taking a look at the statistics. That one's out toward left center field. It's not deep. Coming on is Inciarte and Adams makes the basket catch ever so awkwardly.
Yeah, he was going after that one like he wanted someone else to get it, didn't he?
He was looking at Inciarte and Swanson. I don't think Swanson saw it.
He might have been looking for Kurt Suzuki to come out there from behind home plate and get it. And the way Willie Mays drew it up right there, why not? Look at it. I got it. I got it. Oh, thank God.
Thank goodness I have it. Here's Tommy Joseph. Tommy will most likely not play game 2. Pete said before today's game that his thought was to play Hoskins at first in game number 2. Three home runs in the month of August for Tommy. Hasn't hit well average-wise during the month. And a line drive up over second. Albies has it. And there are 2 outs.
Yeah, that's why it's hard for, you know, a manager. He gets asked, you know, how you going to do the game, second game, and I might put Hoskins. What if Tommy gets 3 hits and
so true
drives in 7 runs? It's, you know, it's tough to take him out.
Well, like every manager, and Pete even said this today, he does have the right to change his mind.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about the fact that Alfaro is catching Eichhoff. It was a few weeks ago where he said to everybody, he said, I think I'm going to have Rupp catch Eichhoff and Nola, and Alfaro will catch, some of the other days. And then yesterday, Pete said, I thought about it. I got to get him in there against everybody because he's going to probably be with these guys for a while, so he's got to get used to catching them.
Yep. So far, it hasn't quite worked out.
0-2 pitch to Franco. And he shoots it past the fleet-footed Mickey Morandini over at first.
That, though, 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Has to look like it's 100.
And we'll look how late Franco was with it, too.
Throwing him another one?
Nope. Second strikeout for R.A. Dickey. That's a 10-pitch second inning. 6 up, 6 down for the Knuckler. We'll move to the third. Phillies down 4-0. Go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, John, the question is, what pitcher holds the Phil's single season record for most wins in August? It's kind of a surprising answer, to be honest with you. Most wins in August.
Well, since you went surprising answer, the normal suspects are out, right?
The normal suspects
Robin,
are out.
Lefty,
out.
Schill.
Out.
All right.
Yeah, the normal suspects are out. I think you will be surprised by this, too.
Do I know this person?
You do. And he played a very different role than winning games as Freddie Freeman lines the second pitch to left, and it's off the base of the wall. Played well by Hoskins. His throw to second is not in time. 25th double for Freddie Freeman.
haven't fared too well. He came in this game 0 for his last 11, and looks like he's going to try to make up for that today. But again, another pitch that stayed elevated. Just right now, Eichhoff has no command of any of his pitches. Now you're looking at Bob McClure come out, but
yeah,
I mean, you know, Markakis does his job. You know.
Yeah, this is somewhat surprising based on the way he has thrown. I mean, we ran it down during the open. 4-0 with an ERA of 3.47, but allowing just 1 hit per inning during his last 49 1/3. That's how good he has been.
He gave up 3 hits to the first 3 hitters.
Yep. And he's dealing with Markakis now, who comes in with a fly ball to left in his only at bat.
And this could be one of those where Bob McClure goes out and says, look, we got a doubleheader. We don't get the 26th man till after this is over.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game for the rest of the year live at home in your office with the MLB.TV subscription. Now, your subscription includes At-Bat Premium, celebrating 15 years. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Curveball sails, and it's 1-0. Markakis, as we mentioned, flying out to left in his first at bat. He comes into this game with 2,023 career hits. He reached 2,000 earlier this season. The Phillies' 25-man roster, which includes the pitchers, they have 2,926 career hits. So he's been around for a long period of time. That's foul. Ooh.
Hey, you know, Markakis is trying to pull the ball. Trying to get Freeman to third, less than 2 outs. I don't think that's the pitch you want if you're Eichhoff.
No.
Lucky that wasn't another double.
Just a bit inside. Eichhoff looking in again.
But you know, right here, I don't know if this would be a bad thing if he walked him. You know, just the fact that, you know, Suzuki got jammed and hit a little line drive back at Eichhoff. He struck out Adams. You know,
I'm surprised he was taking that 3-1 pitch.
Yeah, me too. I think he is too. That's why he's beating up his feet. Darn feet made him take that pitch. Well, for a doubleheader, the pace of this game's good.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, it is. Just bask in the beauty of the day.
And a line drive to left center field. That's going to be in for an extra base hit. It'll go to the wall, and a run will score. It's now 5-0 Braves. And back-to-back doubles for the Braves. 31st for Nick Markakis. And obviously this day is not going well for Jared Eichhoff.
Oh, there's something wrong with Eichhoff.
Yeah, here's Scott Sheridan going out.
Yeah, he looked like he signaled to the bench to come out. Looked like he's holding his arm limp.
Now, we've talked about his velocity being down in his past few starts compared to where it was last year and when the Phillies acquired him from the Rangers. He had the issue in the back of his shoulder.
Like he's got
touching his fingertips
like they're numb.
Well, they're not going to fool around with this, I would think. He's going to come out. So Jared's day is done. And we will have a pitching change very early here in the third. And Pete will have to go to the phone. Nobody knows yet out of the bullpen who it's going to be. John McLaren's on the horn.
Yeah, they're all loosening up. Looks like it's going to be Terrian.
Terrian's getting a swig of water. He's looking for his glove. And he's going to come into this ball game. So he will take as much time as he needs to get himself ready for this outing. We've got a pitching change. Unfortunately, we have an injury to Jared Eickhoff. We'll be back right after this. Tour is coming to Citizens Bank Park on Friday, September 8th. Rain or shine. Special guests include Brett Eldridge and Craig Campbell. You can get tickets by going to Phillies.com/Luke Bryan. Well, it's a gorgeous day to sit back and enjoy a little baseball, a little twin bill, the old-fashioned way. But it hasn't been the best of starts for the Phillies. Not only are they down 5-0, but it looks like they may have lost Jared Eickhoff, which is a shame. Jared was on the disabled list earlier this year with trouble in the back of his throwing shoulder. Looked like he signaled to the bench for somebody to come out. after the double by Nick Markakis. And now Jeff Centurion, who just now began his warm-up tosses, and he will take over here in the top of the 3rd inning. Well, obviously this is not the roadmap that Pete Buchanan wanted for a doubleheader, but situations like this, it's all hands on deck at this point.
Yeah, nothing you can do really. You know, I guess it makes it easier. I hope Pinto brought clothes, because now he might have to make the trip to Miami. But yeah, you could tell there was something wrong. His velocity has been down lately, but nothing like it was today.
And command was a problem.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. When you talk to pitchers who have something wrong with them, it's not velocity normally. It's location. They can't locate. But the fact that he was, you know, doing that with his fingers tells you that there might be some sort of nerve issue going on, maybe. Or
well, let's hope for the best. I mean, it's late in the year. He's been very durable.
Yeah, isn't that what I mean? Vince has the same thing, right? The nerve thing.
Vince was doing the same thing when they took him out that day. Suzuki swings at the first pitch from Terrian and flies out towards center field. And Florimone will make the catch, 1 out. That'll bring Matt Adams to the plate. Well, now they need a little length. You know, the other issue too is that Lehigh Valley's in Syracuse. So if you're thinking about getting somebody here for the doubleheader, because you can, you know, if there's a thought to put Eichhoff on the disabled list or to make a move, you have to think about that. So then you think about if you want to get somebody here from Double-A, because it's closer. I mean, it is only an hour flight from Syracuse, but you got to be hopping just from a pitching standpoint. 1 ball, no strikes to Adams. He struck out his first time.
It's amazing that the Lehigh Valley team keeps winning games. We got all their pitchers here, don't we?
For the most part, yes, we do. Yeah, even the relievers. Rios to Terrian, Hobie Milner. 1-2.
Leiter
got their first baseman too.
Yeah. I mean, all 3 of our outfielders were in AAA to start the season.
They were. It's amazing. It's amazing to think, you know, during the course of a year, we think about even a year out. I mean, where were these guys a year ago? But where were they 3 months ago? Outside, 2-2. Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Three balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, we went from Kurt Suzuki being our favorite player to Matt Adams now. Not a fan. Terrian's got to go at least 3.
I would say 3. Yep.
Suzuki swings at the first pitch. Thank you very much. And now Adams wants to work a walk.
He was working him away the entire at bat. And here is Ozzie Albies, who flied out to center field his first time up, but it was caught by Nick Williams. Now the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Faro's got to get Terrian back in.
That's a good slider there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Man, how did he even swing and hit that ball? I thought it was going to hit him.
I think it did after he's. Oh my! I've never. Well, can't say I haven't seen it. Look at this. This ball's going to hit him. Oh, both knees. It hit both knees.
It looked like it did hit both knees. Jeff Porter, the athletic trainer for the Braves, out quickly.
If you're Brian Snitker, that's the last thing you want to see is someone getting hurt in a doubleheader. This is, you know, you think you see it all, but you haven't seen anything.
Oh. They're trying to figure out now what they're going to do with their middle infielders when Camargo, who got hurt when the Phillies were in Atlanta, when he comes back. I think they're going to be set to play Albies at second and Swanson at short, and Camargo will have to figure out a spot to go. Camargo was playing pretty well at shortstop when he went on the disabled list.
Freak injury too. That's something else we've never seen.
It was freaky. Little line drive, a one-hopper past Galvis in the center field, rounding third, heading for home is Markakis, and he will score. So it's now 6-0 in favor of the Braves. RBI single. It's the 11th RBI of the year for Albies.
Doesn't make sense why you wouldn't try to come back in there again. He obviously is not seeing the ball in, or else he wouldn't have hit it off both knees.
Right.
You know, you throw something out over the plate and punches it into center, and another run.
Well, that'll finish the line on Eichhoff. 6 runs, 6 earned. One walk and 1 strikeout. Got to say, this is not the way these first 3 innings were scripted by anybody, except for maybe the Braves in the best case scenario world. I mean, even Jessen coming in, and he's not commanding the strike zone either. Three balls and no strikes.
Well, I guess the one thing is South Beach doesn't close, does it?
It's like New York. It's always open.
Yeah, we'll get down here at 4 a.m. and maybe me, you, Larry, Scott, Murph, go get a little something early breakfast.
Ball 4.
You guys can go golf and I'll go hibernate.
You still have 2 podcasts to do tomorrow.
2 podcasts tomorrow. That shouldn't be an issue.
Well, the bases are loaded, so there is an issue now. There's Pete talking to Bob McClure. I mean, this is the other part of sort of the worst case scenario, is that, you know, this is a guy that's filling in for the starter who goes 2+. You really do want him to go at least 3 innings today, I would think.
Yeah, at least get to the 5th inning. Get through the 5th inning. And, yeah, you got Ramos for an inning, Morgan for an inning. You know, Rios for an inning.
Blanco for an inning.
Hey, why not?
1-0 to R.A. Dickey, who's thinking, let me get back on the mound. I got a 6-run lead to work with here.
And something else through 2.
1-1. Popped him up. Nobody's reacting. Now the middle infielders come in and Cesar takes charge. Again, I don't think they saw it right away, but that's the second out, and it'll bring in Ciarte to the plate.
One thing about these Phils recently, they lose. They're
talking about the 17 runs they allowed to the Cubs.
Yeah, I guess they're not trying to set a record for 1-run games, right?
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
I know.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, we've been blowing people out or getting blown out.
Inside and low. Back toward the middle. That'll get into center field. A base hit. 1 run is in. Rounding third is Albies. He's heading home. The throw to the plate by Florimon is not in time. 2-run single. It's now 8-0 in favor of the Braves. And for Ciarte, that's 3 for 3 in 3 innings with 3 RBIs.
He's on his way to possibly some special things.
Oof.
Has anyone ever got 9 for 9 in a game? In a 9-inning game? Well, there you see it, though. Just another pitch out over the plate. And Ciarte just, once it gets past the pitcher, there's no chance for Freddie to get to it. Albie's speed, even though he fouled one off his knee, he gets in there easily. Now it's, I don't even know what it is anymore.
Well, now it's a butt whipping through 3, or not even through 3. Brandon Phillips takes a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
We got up early for this, huh?
Yeah, but just think, there's plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah. It ain't over.
And you got a knuckleballer on the mound, so maybe you can get something on him. You just got to stop them from scoring. Fouled away, and it remains 1-2.
Maybe we get.
Here was the 2000th hit for Brandon Phillips.
I mean, how special is that? A hanging breaking ball.
Yeah.
2 strikes. I'm going to put it in play. He was actually going backwards when he hit it, which tells you what kind of hand-eye coordination Phillips has. And that was earlier today. Same game as this one.
Yeah, already 8 hits.
Yeah. With
2 outs in the 3rd.
Yeah, and we haven't got our 7th hitter at bat yet.
Well, that's another point. They've been up twice already. We haven't even gotten our number 7 batter up. Over to first base, and Tommy Joseph will just take it onto the bag. 9 men come to the plate in the inning. 4 runs score in the inning. Ender Ciarte has been up 3 times already with 3 hits and 3 RBIs. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by W.B. Mason. Who bought W.B. Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Well, so far today, nobody's doing it better than the Braves. They have 8 runs on 8 hits. Last inning, 4 runs on 4 hits. And as John mentioned, the Phillies are sending their number 7 batter up for the first time against R.A. Dickey. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1.
See how quick R.A. Dickey gets out to the mound? He's the first one out there.
Ready to go.
Tell you what, if they gave many pitchers 8 runs in 3 innings, they'd be flying out there too.
He had a sit down with Dave O'Brien from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution 2 days ago, talking about the young players that are on this team and whether he's thinking about coming back again for another year, whether it be with the Braves or somebody else. And he said a lot has to do with how he feels physically, not the arm, but just the body physically. And whether he wants to, make the commitment, the time away from his family. He is 2 games over 500 for his major league career at 118 and 116. A career that's been 95% knuckleball and 5% as what they thought was a power pitcher. I'll tell you what, old number 27 down there, whoever that guy is, just saved everybody behind him because it went off his hands and then slowly feathered into the hands of the people 3 rows behind him. 3-2.
I mean, do you think he throws a fastball here? 8-0, 3-2 leadoff hitter. Third inning.
I think he throws a knuckleball. What do you think?
Fastball. I think. Nope.
Chopper out to shortstop. Swanson's up with it. Jorge Alfaro's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Well, you talked about R.A. Dickey and the kind of year he's having. It really has been kind of a bounce-back year for Dickey after a couple of slow seasons in the last 2. But he's been very good this year. And not only has he been good this year, but he was good early. He's been even better of late. And, you know you're going to get knuckleballs from R.A. Dickey. He throws them 80% of the time. But he's just like every other pitcher. He has to throw strikes as well. And he's been able to do that with the knuckleball this year. 62% in the first 13 starts of the year, 62% of his first pitches were strikes. That's actually gone up. That's a high number to begin with. That's actually gone up to 67%, and he's also almost doubled his strikeout to walk ratio as well. So he's throwing strikes, he's getting ahead of hitters, and he's putting them away. And it's the secret for any pitcher, but when you throw the knuckleball in there as well for R.A. Dickey, we've seen him have good success with that over the course of some other seasons, and he's doing it again this year.
Well, Jorge Alfaro is taking care of any thoughts of a no-hitter as he singles up the middle with 1 out here in the 3rd. So the Phils have their first base runner, and Terrian is coming up. All right, so 4-0-2 counts, 5 of 8 first pitch strikes for Dickey.
Heck of a number for a knuckleball. I watched him throw a side session. He allowed me to watch him throw a side session when he's with Toronto, and he was moving the catcher around, like inside, outside, eye, up, down. And I'm thinking, does he really? And he was really accurate where he wanted to throw it, which is amazing to me because I've talked to Charlie Huff about his knuckleball and Tim Wakefield, and they just said, look, once it leaves our hand, it's not up to us where it ends up. It's kind of just where it's going to go, especially if it's a good one.
And when he threw that side session, did he throw mostly knuckleballs?
Yes.
Or did he have a certain segment where he just threw fastballs?
No, he started off with fastball, and then he started moving to the knuckleball, and that's when he started going location once he got real loose. It was fun, though, because almost every pitcher on the Blue Jays was standing behind him. Some of these guys throwing 95, 96. Look at this. I mean, just playing catch with him. Can't be fun.
No, I would think there's a little bit of stress involved.
When you have to go put on full catcher's gear to go play catch with a guy, mask and all.
Terrian fouls it. Suzuki is catching R.A. Dickey for the 14th time this year. In fact, he and Tyler Flowers have caught him the same amount of time. That is the third strikeout for Dickey. There's a little bit more of the dress rehearsal. Look, that's so great watching the slow-mo with that ball. Got to keep your eye on it.
Yeah, I don't think you play catch with R.A. Dickey. I think you play chase.
Well, we learned this today. Chip Carey was telling us that Flowers does a better job probably than Suzuki with that kind of play right there, but also with the setup. Now, Ben talked about this earlier this year when Dickey was pitching. If a knuckleballer's on the mound, the catcher, there's no target. Look where Suzuki's target is. Okay, he lays down the sign.
And then it's self-defense.
And then look, the glove's on the ground. Now that was a fastball. And he broke the bat of Cesar Hernandez. And he grounds out. So the glove did move, but for a knuckleball, the glove basically stays on the ground before the pitch comes in. No runs, a hit, and one man left. We'll go to the fourth. Delivered right to your desktop the same day when you order by 11:30. Pinpoint delivery by who? Who but WB Mason. Therrien is back out there in the top of the fourth.
Are you guys really going to play golf tomorrow?
That's the plan.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we're still, we're going to get in a reasonable time. Reasonable.
For who? People waking up early to go to work?
Yes. You want us to wake you up on the way?
No, I'm good. I think I got to do some podcasts.
Yes, you do. You have 2 podcasts to do.
Probably take a nap.
You going to do 2 today or 2 to just start tomorrow?
No, tomorrow. We get there late tonight. I get things to do tonight when I get there. Sleep.
Freddie Freeman started the rally in the last inning, a 4-run rally. And he lines one right at Maikel Franco.
That shift worked perfectly.
Perfect. Look, he's the only one on that side, and the ball goes right to him. 1 out.
Somewhere there's a sabermetrician just smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah, I told him to go there.
Yeah. That was my idea. How come they didn't put someone up in the second deck as first at bat?
Here's Markakis, and he takes a strike. Line drive. Well, that's conventional, but it's the right place at the right time. Here's Kurt Suzuki. So the history of the Phillies and the Braves as far as doubleheaders go. Well, 340 all-time meetings. Phillies have the record, have the better win-loss record. They have swept the Braves 86 times. The Braves have swept the Phils 85 times.
Now wait a second. They've met 340 times?
Yeah. Yeah, 340 doubleheaders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gonna say
680.
That's a lot of doubleheaders.
Well, I think it was up until the 50s and 60s where they were scheduled doubleheaders.
They told me yesterday that they came up with the rule that you can't start a second game of a doubleheader before a certain time.
Oh, Suzuki is hit right in the small of the back. That's painful.
He's the only guy we got out twice.
Yep.
Oh, man, that's.
Take a listen. You think he got the belt at all?
Well, most people's belts aren't padded, so sure it's still rocked him pretty good.
Jeff Porter's been busy today.
Yeah, he has.
All right, so continue. What was the question about the doubleheaders?
But someone said it, you know, last night they were talking about if the game started late, they might wait. And they said because we started the second game of doubleheader after 1 o'clock or something, Major League Baseball implemented a rule that can't happen again.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, what? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Where were we going?
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball left field. Hoskins on the run over toward the line and makes the catch. Hitting over, no runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We played 3.5 on to the bottom of the 4th. Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by McDonald's. Enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. Nice day to be outside. Nice day to even take a visit to the art museum if you want. Phillies trail at 8-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
You ever been in there?
Long time ago.
I was too. I think it might have been when I was playing. They had a guy that did a bunch of artwork. Phillies artwork, like I think it's
Dick Perez.
Perez, yeah. And one of the owners told me to go. I should go there. So.
Freddie Galvis lifts it out towards center. And Ciarte, shading his eyes from the sun, makes the catch. So it was a Phillies exhibit?
Yeah.
Did you run up the stairs like Rocky?
No, no. No.
Did you walk up the stairs at a brisk pace?
Did not. There's an elevator, ain't there?
Well, I don't know that.
I didn't walk up the steps.
I know everybody wants to run up the stairs and put their arms up and get a photo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I'm not.
You're not everybody?
I love Philadelphia and the history of Philadelphia and all that, but that's one part that I'll pass on. I've never seen the Liberty Bell either.
Really?
Don't know where it is.
It's over by Independence Hall.
That's what I heard.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, you can knock all this stuff out in the morning or late morning, early afternoon.
John, I think we need to plan a day for you out there in the city of Philadelphia. I'll be your tour guide.
You know your way around?
I do. I know my way around the city.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Williams strikes out. There was a time, I'm not trying to say that you're Charlie Manuel or anything like that, but when we were doing the Charlie Manuel TV show, we would do segments where we would go to certain spots around Philadelphia to see, like Liberty Bell, places like that. Ken Sellinger, who did the production for that, he even went on a horse and buggy ride with Charlie through the streets of Philadelphia.
We could do that.
We sure can, Murph. You're the one I'd want to be seen with in a horse and buggy.
I figured as much.
I mean, you were my first choice. You just beat me to it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All lit up and everything.
It'll be the perfect end to a great day in Philadelphia.
Either that or a cheesesteak.
We could do that too.
How about a cheesesteak while we're taking the buggy ride?
Like it.
Down low, 1-1.
Tell you what, it's been one game and one at bat since Hoskins hit a home run. I mean, come on. Must be slumping.
Two balls and one strike.
All I know is that every time I go downtown and you have to go around
City Hall,
I curse that place every time I go around because I always end up getting lost.
I think there are a lot of people that curse that place, not because they get lost, but just in general. So you curse it because you get lost.
Yeah. I haven't been in there for any professional reasons yet, or personal yet. Season's still young.
3-1 to Hoskins. And he lines that one foul. Maybe stop at the Italian market.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think. I think I went to Chinatown with Gus Heffling, the strength coach, former strength coach. I went there with him once.
Out in front of a knuckleball that went 71 miles an hour. 5 strikeouts through 4 innings for R.A. Dickey. He's allowed only the 1 hit. We'll go to the 5th inning. Phillies trail at 8-0. Sunday, September 17th, when the Phillies take on the Oakland Athletics. It's the Hers Winter Aviator hat for kids 14 and under. You don't need it today, but you might need it in a couple months. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets for the Aviator hat. Ozzie Albies will lead it off. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. And a line drive to center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So he's aboard, and that will bring Swanson to the plate. John, there's the Liberty Bell.
Oh, it's outside?
No, no, no. It's inside. It just looks like it's outside.
I mean, if it was outside, I could have stumbled upon it one evening.
You could have.
There it is.
You can say that you saw that one.
Yep. Is that good enough, or do I need to make it down there? I should go down there.
You should go down there. Out of play, and it's 0-1. You can say you've been to Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell because they're feet away from each other.
So you got to go down there. Where's Independence Hall?
That was it in the background. You see that building where we showed the Liberty Bell?
They didn't have directions. I'm asking where it is.
It's down near the Ben Franklin Bridge.
Oh, okay.
1 ball and 1 strike.
See, this is why I should have.
There you go.
This is why I should have gone out and visited places when I was playing.
They would have embraced you. They still would.
Steve Garvey. I should have listened to him.
What did he used to tell you? It was a fly ball to left center.
Well, first off, that's
a challenge. First and second now, back-to-back hits.
We're not doing too good.
No.
Look, he's trying everything. He's got the glasses on. He's got the glove. And right at that last minute, that thing just never came out of the sun. He'd have kept his glove out without turning his head. As soon as he turned his head, his glove moved a few inches and he missed it.
But it fouled by R.A. Dickey. And Ciarte, this is his challenge. He was having trouble with this one, but stayed with it. Two.
A lot of 120s there. 120 average, 120 slugging.
A little bloop out towards shallow center. Cesar can't get it. It drops in for a hit. And the bases are now loaded. With barely anything on any of these 3 hits. And that will bring Ender Inciarte up for the 4th time in 5 innings.
And he's got 3 RBIs.
3 RBIs and a run scored. Ender and Brandon Phillips, part of our State Farm combo. Look what they've done over the last 17 games for Inciarte and 14-game hit streak for Phillips. Picked up his 2,000th hit today.
Lordy.
Oh, man, he's got another hit and at least 1 more RBI. It's 9-0 Braves. He's 4 for 4 in the first 5 innings. Well, Rennie Stennett may be looking over his shoulder, because the record for hits in a game is 7, held by Rennie Stennett and 1 other. And still nobody out.
Well, one thing, we've kept the double play in order this inning.
Excellent point.
After, after Albies got on. And they are going station to station, so. Rios down there warming up, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to pull Terry in because he's obviously ineffective here. Although somebody's going to have to bite the bullet at some point. It's already 9-0. Phillips fouls it back. It's 0-2.
Well, we got a lot accomplished today. Know where at places I need to go.
You might see Whitey pitch at some point.
I would like that.
He did pitch against the Braves. That's where he made his pitching debut. Line drive caught by Cesar, doubled up R.A. Dickey.
That way, R.A.
That away, R.A. And there are 2 outs.
Pitcher's best friend.
Yes, it is. Particularly if it's against the other pitcher, it makes it a little easier.
They needed a break. He's not young. Got to get in that dugout, man. Look at that. Just, you know, freeze. It's R.A. big fan of Brandon Phillips. He wanted to get him another RBI. He was going to score on that line out to second.
0-1 to Freddie Freeman, who is 2 for 3 today. He has 2 of the 12 hits for the Braves.
R.A. comes down to Naples and golfs.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Nice gentleman.
He may be spending some more time down there.
He came out there one day. It was hot, and he had on black shorts and a black shirt. I'm not sure that's the smartest move.
Did you tell him that it was poor judgment on his part?
Well, I told him he got a bad read on the weather, apparently. No, he's a fine gentleman. So me and Murph are going to go see what now? The Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell
and
Independence Hall.
Independence Hall.
You don't want to go to the art museum. You've been there, right?
I have been there. Stay away from City Hall.
Maybe you go to Betsy Ross's house.
Really?
It's really small. Ground ball to first base. Tommy Joseph has it.
She wasn't a big woman.
She was not.
No.
The flag, on the other hand. Freeman grounds out. The Braves score 1 more on the RBI from Inciarte. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th, 9-0. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, the minor league honors look like this, and they are really piling up. Spencer Howard was the Phils minor league pitcher of the week. Archimedes Gamboa was the minor league player of the week. Derek Hall was the South Atlantic League MVP and All-Star. Will Hibbs, South Atlantic League All-Star. And Rhys Hoskins was the International League Rookie of the Year and MVP. And speaking of that, Derek Hall was promoted to Clearwater, played in a doubleheader yesterday and hit a home run in both ends of that doubleheader. So he's combined now for 29 home runs and 99 runs batted in. 27 and 96 with the Lakewood Blue Claws. Nice to see him promoted, and also nice to see him perform at that high level. At Hoskins, we've seen what he's done up here. Well, that was only part of what his season has gone. First Phil's AAA player to win the MVP of the league since Shane Victorino did it in 2005. One-two pitch to Joseph, and he bounces it left side. Charging is Phillips, bare hands and throws, and it hits Tommy Joseph as it rolls up the right field line. That'll be an infield hit. Michael Franco is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, despite a lousy weather day yesterday, just an awesome event here at the ballpark, as over 100 kids came and signed up to be part of the Play campaign, which is an initiative between the Major League Baseball Athletic Trainers Association and the Taylor Hooten Foundation to promote a lifetime of activity and absence of performance-enhancing drugs. You see the Phillies training staff, Scott Sheridan, Sean Fakasny, Chris Mudd, Paul Fournier, putting the kids through the paces yesterday inside. And, of course, a couple of players involved with it as well. Adam Morgan was there, Ben Lively, and Aaron Nola, you see, was the guest speaker during the lunch hour. All the kids got a chance to get a picture taken with him. Just a great foundation that they've teamed up with. They've been doing it for a couple of years in every ballpark across America. And yesterday it was Philadelphia. So our guys had a good time with them despite the weather and having to be indoors.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing for kids to understand, scratching the surface wise, some of the things that they might need to do, not only to be a quality athlete, but also to just keep themselves moving when it comes to life in general. Now, there's some guys that know an awful lot about what's going on. Paul Fournier, Chris Mudd, Scott Sheridan, Sean Fakasny, all part of the athletic training staff for the Phils up here in the big leagues. And of course, it carries over.
And Tom, they also partnered with the Taylor Hooten Foundation, which is a foundation. Taylor Hooten was a young man in high school who died after using performance-enhancing drugs, and his brother Don travels around the country. He was here yesterday to speak to the kids about the dangers of those PEDs and why they should, you know, be exercising and working out, but not using the PEDs. So that was the message yesterday as well. So really a good, you know, initiative between baseball and the Taylor Hooten Foundation.
3 balls and 1 strike to Michael Franco, who struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Inside and ball 4. All right, so the Phils for the first time today have 2 base runners. And that will bring Pedro Florimon to the plate. Florimon grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
I got to put more thought into this. Stump the fan.
Fly ball out to right field. Markakis runs it down. Tommy Joseph is trying to run to third, and he'll get there. And 1 out.
I'm assuming it's a reliever.
It is a reliever. It is a reliever.
Did I play with him?
You did. I have to. I'm trying to think of a hint where I just won't give it away. Because I think if I give a hint, it's going to be given away pretty quickly. Off the glove of Suzuki.
Because we had one guy I remember playing with, we called him the Vulture. Seemed like every time he came in, he got a win.
I never heard you. I've never heard you refer to this guy as a vulture.
I could probably give you some more things I referred to a lot of those relievers with, but I'd get fired, and you'd be doing the second game by yourself.
Swing and a miss by Alfaro.
So if I get suspended, if they come in and say you're suspended for what you just said,
right?
You
haven't said anything wrong, though.
Well, I will eventually. So I go down and see the Liberty Bell.
You have to get a ticket. I think they'd let you go, though. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Now Murph's paying.
Yeah. And he knows people.
Of course he does. Liberty Bell is free. Got to find somewhere else to go then. Murph's paying. Let's get this run in.
Let's get all three in. Alfaro's down on strikes. 2 outs. Kim is coming up as a pinch hitter. So Terrian's day is done. Oh, he said he had to go 3, and he did go 3. The only problem is that he gave up 3 runs. Three innings, 6 hits for him. So now Kim, who's 5 for 27 as a pinch hitter. Boy, Phil Cuzzi really followed that, even though Suzuki was sprawling all over the place. Phil Cuzzi has umpired now 5 games while R.A. Dickey has been on the mound. Surprisingly, the last one was in 2013. R.A. Dickey's numbers with Cuzzi behind the plate, and I'm not sure if there's any correlation, because I think that, you know, if you're an umpire, this is not the easiest day when a knuckleballer's on the mound, but his ERA is 6.33.
It's going down today.
Sure is.
So far. I think Phil Cuzzi has the batter's elbow guard on. His left elbow.
Think it's got his name on it, like the players have their name on it now?
I would imagine. Unless it's the West vest and it's got Joe West's name on it.
Nope, just Evo Shield.
Yeah, in Major League Baseball.
And a strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts for R.A. Dickey today. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. We'll move to the 6th. 9-0 Braves. Since his arrival. The first 2 weeks of your major league career are usually about getting comfortable and adjusting to your new surroundings. No one told Rhys Hoskins that. After the 24-year-old launched his first career home run, the floodgates opened. 8 homers through his first 15 games, tied a major league record. He's one of 3 players in baseball history to hit 8 home runs in his first 50 at-bats. He makes you stop, and he makes you watch when he steps to the plate. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the Fanatic is working at the car wash today. Trying to find the right forehead to shine up along with his ATV. I don't know what he was doing there.
Spit shine.
But he got down and curled up and went back up again. Yaxel Rios.
Just wanted to show his mobility and versatility.
And then the Galapagos gang helped out as well. Rios will bat second in the lineup because Freddie Galvis has been lifted from the game. Galvis is out. Florimon moves from center field to shortstop. Nick Williams is now in center field. And Hyun-Soo Kim stays in the game. He's in right field for the Phils. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Can you keep track of that for me? That's a lot.
I can. I got it. I'll remind you when they come up. Although I don't know if we'll see Rios up. Outside 1 and 2. Freddie is still one of only a handful of players to start every game this year for his respective team.
So Hoskins is in left, Williams is in center,
Correct.
Kim's in right.
That's it.
Florimon came into short. Freddie's out.
Swing and a miss. Markakis strikes out. Yeah, Pete said that he wanted to see Florimon play a little shortstop because you know, the thought is that Florimon could be a versatile guy off the bench for next year.
Yeah, the super utility switch hitter could play. I mean, obviously he played a great center field.
So this is his natural position, shortstop.
Yeah.
And he said that he wanted to get him to start at shortstop and play a full game. But he also wants to make sure that Freddie plays in every game this year. Pitches up high, 1-0 to Suzuki. I guess the thought is that they could even move Freddie around if they want to see Florimon at shortstop. 1-0 to Suzuki, who is 0 for 2. He's lined out and he's flied out. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
So the Giants were the first team eliminated.
Yes.
They're only 40 out. Taking a hot September won't get them back in it.
No, but there's a lot of talk about what they potentially might do even before the end of this year or when the season comes to a close. Fly ball to short right field. Out is Cesar and makes the basket catch. That's a solid play for the second out here in the 6th inning.
Like what? Like trades?
Stanton. Obviously, they've been in on the conversation with Stanton. And Justin Upton from the Tigers. Here's our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Well, with all the hits the Braves have got, we haven't had many opportunities to make good defensive plays, but Cesar right there tracks one down, sun, everything. Hyun-Soo Kim came pouring in on him, and concentration makes the out. And that's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Matt Adams is 0 for 2 with a walk. Now, if you think that there's, you know, the trades won't happen at this point, you know, for teams that are probably not in contention. Well, the Mariners have made a deal to get Mike Leake.
Yeah.
And not that the Mariners are out of the wild card race, but it's a tough road ahead for them. Playing one game under 500 baseball.
Whoops.
That was a 55-footer.
Held on to that one just a tad too long. So what, they go Stanton.
Upton. Those are the two names that were bandied about.
Just going to try to revamp their whole outfield. Is Span signed for multi-years, or?
I think Span has signed one more year.
Hey, I just hope the Giants don't try to do what San Diego did, trading for all those veterans, Upton and Kemp. Didn't work out for him.
Span has one more year left in his deal, and then the option for 19. Which is basically for the same amount of money, about $10.5 million a year.
So they would have to pay him $10.5 million not to play for him.
They wouldn't pick up the, yeah. Span, yeah.
What a great country.
Popped foul.
Be interesting. I know at some point they have to move Posey from behind the plate, whether it be third, first, somewhere.
You think he would do that?
I talked to
third
Bruce.
is interesting.
Well, they don't have one really.
To the right side, Cesar has to hurry because Adams is hurrying. That's going to be an infield hit. So a 2-out single for Matt Adams. Sunday, September 17th, when the Phillies take on the Oakland A's. It's the Aviator hat, compliments of hers. It's for kids 14 and under. Go to Phillies.com for more information and to purchase your tickets.
I wish that was a giveaway today. We probably going to need them in Miami. I hear it's only 95 now.
Is that what you?
450% humidity, but
I know there was some question about what
it's
the
a
weather
moist
was.
heat. It's a moist heat. Good lather. You can get a good lather there.
Is that what it is? 95? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't.
What's it at home?
I don't know. Muggy.
Out towards center field. Williams is under it, shading his eyes and making the catch.
Whoops.
Yep, Nick may have forgotten the outs, but that's okay. It was the third one. No runs, one hit, and one man left. Middle of the sixth, Phil's down 9-0. Local Chevrolet dealers. By Jefferson Health, call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. Hello, John Kruk and Greg Murphy. I'm Tom McCarthy. Here we are at Citizens Bank Park. It's game one of this twin bill. And we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It has been all R.A. Dickey and the Braves. They have 9 runs on 13 hits. All he has allowed are 2 hits. An infield hit for Tommy Joseph and a single to center by Jorge Alfaro. Cesar bounces the first pitch to shortstop. That's an easy out. And 1 away. Freddie Galvis coming up. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, John, the question is, what pitcher holds the Phillies single season record for most wins in August?
That would be the Wild Thing.
Back in 1991, he won 8 games in the month of August. Does that surprise you?
No, because we were pretty bad. So we were behind a lot, and I'm sure he came in to get an inning, and then we scored. And
he did win 12 games that year.
We were bad.
He was 12-5 with an ERA of 2.34. He was good.
Yeah. But we weren't.
As Rios fouls this at the plate. I thought maybe there was I knew there was a year that he had started a couple of games. But that was with Chicago in '90. Started 2.
Yeah, he was good at that. He and his brother pitched against each other in A-ball in the California League. I think they went into the last game of the season to see who would not only lead the league in walks, but set a record that will never be broken.
Rios is down looking on strike. So what is that?
And Mitch's quote was against his brother Bruce was, "I kicked his you-know-what the last game of the season. I walked 12. He only walked 10." Only walked 10. Mitch would routinely, in an A-ball start, he'd routinely throw 130, 140 pitches. You know, he walked 10 a game. I mean, that's 40 right there.
Let's look at those numbers. 115 walks and 150 innings.
That's a lot.
Yeah. In Reno and the Cal League.
Yeah.
And then the Northwest League combined. Boy, that is a lot. His whip in the Cal League that year was 2.
Is that a lot?
I think that's a lot. Who was the vulture? Do you remember who the vulture was?
I thought it was Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Because Mike, you know, he pitched that 20-inning game we had. I think he threw 8 innings or 9 innings or something like that. 7 innings. I know we carried him off the field after that win.
Williams fouls it back over the screen. It's 2-2. Out to center field. On the run is Inciarte, and he'll track it down. Well, that was a good route to that baseball, and the Phillies go down in order here in the 6th inning. 11 pitches for R.A. Dickey, who has 6 shutout innings under his belt. We'll go to the 7th. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Phillies gave up 3 runs in the first, and it didn't get any better after that. Jared Eichhoff lasted 2+, 6 hits and 6 earned runs. He left with an apparent injury. R.A. Dickey's been spectacular, though. 8 strikeouts over 6. And now Rios delivers to Dansby Swanson, who's been on base 3 times in this game, and he fouls it off. It's 0-1. Swanson was 1 for 3 in game 1, 1 for 1 in this game. Broken back ground ball. That was a good pitch. Swanson taking a Sunday stroll up the first base line is thrown out easily. And 1 out here in the 7th. And that'll bring R.A. Dickey to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. You know, we've talked a lot this year since Jorge Alfaro's been up about the work in progress that he is as a catcher. And I had a chance to sit down with Jorge yesterday and talk to him about a couple of different things. And I asked him a very interesting question. I said, what feels better, hitting a home run or throwing out a guy at second? And he said, neither. He said, for me, the best feeling as a catcher would be to call a shutout in the big leagues, be behind the plate and help a pitcher record a shutout. He said, that's what my job is. It's all about the defense. It's all about being a smart play caller. It's all about doing my job behind the plate to make things easier on the pitcher. I said, it's an interesting way of looking at it. Very often you hear of catchers talking about their defense before anything else, and that's really that position and what it's all about. He's had some pretty good influences. I said, you know, you probably got a chance to spend a little bit of time with Carlos Ruiz, which he did, and he said, I learned a lot from him. But when he was in the Texas organization, he was learning from Ivan Rodriguez, you know, Pudge, who was a terrific influence on him as well. Also from Benji Molina, he said he spent some time with, and his catching coach, Hector Ortiz, who was there. He said those guys told him the most important thing he can do is be a defensive catcher. He said the hits will come, those kinds of things will come, but what he has to do is perfect his game behind the plate. And you think about, you know, he was an infielder to start when he signed in the minor leagues. He was an infielder converted into a catcher, much like Carlos Ruiz, and he has that same kind of mindset, trying to be the best catcher that he can.
Kim calls off Cesar Hernandez and makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. Yeah, John McLaren said there's been improvement. The biggest thing is where he is behind the plate and not moving as much and keeping a nice, consistent target. They would still like his, because he's got a wonderful arm, they'd still like his release to be a little quicker, you know, not wind up as much to get to second base. But certainly a work in progress. Hey, let's face it, he probably wasn't going to come up this year because of the way he was playing in AAA, you know, offensively, if not for the injury to Andrew Knapp. But John has said that he has certainly seen improvements.
Thought he's handled himself well offensively.
I would agree with that.
And you know, the thing we heard about him was he moves around. We talked about that, but he sets up high. They want him to try to get lower, from what I understand. That's pretty low right there.
Pulled down the right field line for Inciarte. Another base hit. That's 5 hits and 5 at bats, and this is going to be a triple. Kim wasn't able to get to that baseball quick enough because it died in the corner and got caught at the scoreboard. And Inciarte is going to be a third with his 3rd triple of the year. 5 for 5.
He might get another shot too. You watch this ball hit, and instead of bouncing out, it bounces directly against the wall. I don't know if Kim thought he was going to stop at second. Thought it was foul, maybe. I mean,
I think I think that he probably thought he was going to stop at second. Phillips is 1 for 4 today. The first pitch from Rios outside, and it's 1-0.
Think the Braves will rest Inciarte for game 2?
I don't think so.
Be awful nice if they did. Freeman looks like he's a little worn out too. Maybe give him a little blow.
Let Adams play first in game 2.
Absolutely.
To the right side, Cesar's up with it. So Inciarte's left over at third. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia for game 1 of this doubleheader. Phillies down 9-0 to the Atlanta Braves. Athletics, and it will be Goldberg's night here at Citizens Bank Park. That's right, the Phillies retro slap bracelet, free to all fans. Series creator and Philadelphia area native Adam Goldberg and actor Tony Gentile, who plays Barry, will be on hand. Plus, themed clips from the show will be featured throughout the game on Fanavision. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Bottom of the 7th inning, Braves on top 9-0. R.A. Dickey, well, I guess when you get an early lead, you can be even better with a knuckleball.
Yeah, I think the amazing thing is the amount of strikes he's thrown early in the count, early in the at-bat for the Philadelphia hitters. And because of that movement, you have to chase. And he'll sneak up on you with a 85, 87 mile-an-hour fastball, too. Been a masterful performance by Dickey today.
Here's Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins takes on the inside corner. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts.
It's hard hitting a knuckleball with a leg kick.
Just from a timing standpoint?
Yep.
Liner out toward left field. That's going to drop for a base hit, so Hoskins extends his hitting streak. And he's aboard to begin the 7th inning.
Yeah, see, even there he got jammed. It's just really hard to time, especially I would imagine against R.A. Dickey be even more difficult. Like Charlie Huff, Wakefield, they were consistent with their speed. You know, R.A. will throw 180 and one at 60. And there you see it. It ran in on his hands. Look at R.A. leaning like, come on, Matt Adams, come get that one. And then he said, maybe not.
Well, R.A. Dickey has won 118 games in his big league career. Not all as specifically a knuckleballer, but he's in the category of a knuckleballer. Phil Niekro's won the most with 318 in baseball history. Mickey Hefner won 261. Ted Lyons won 260. Charlie Huff was probably the most recognizable, along with Phil Niekro and Phil's brother Joe. Charlie won 216 games in his big league career. Wakefield was right at 200.
Can you imagine playing catch at the Niekro house? Mom, you got to take him to the dentist. I threw a good one.
You're really.
Didn't Wilbur Wood start both ends of a doubleheader once?
Yeah, he won 164 games in his big league career.
But I believe he lost both games.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Tommy Joseph strikes out. That's 9 strikeouts. Hoyt Wilhelm won 143 games during his major league career. He was more of a closer.
Tom
228 saves.
Tom Candiati.
Tomorrow morning, wake up with NBC 10 News Today with Tracy, Vi, Bill, and Jessica. News, weather, and traffic to get you and your family up and out the door. Weekdays 4 until 7. Count on it.
Whoa. Yeah, Candiati would remind me more of any knuckleballer I faced of R.A. Dickey, because Candy threw a harder one.
Tom Candiotti finished with 151 wins in his big league career. Franco takes low. You wonder who will be the next, though. I mean, Stephen Wright obviously is pitching for the Red Sox, although he's injured right now, and will be back for next year. But who will be the next one? Because every generation seems to have at least one or two.
Yeah, and you know, it's either a guy that was a prospect who threw hard and got hurt, has to figure something else out, or a position player like Wakefield was.
Franco gets into one and hits it out toward left. Backpedaling is Adams, and he's at the track, and he'll make the catch. Yeah, that'll be the second out.
I'm telling you, like, Larry Bowa has a great knuckleball.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Nettles had one of the best ones I've ever seen. And if I upset him in some way in between innings, which I was apt to do, I would throw a ball to Nettles, and he'd throw a knuckleball to me. One time he hit me in the chest with one.
Did he ever throw it during the game?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but in between innings, he hit me in the chest. That thing was wobbling all over the place. I guessed wrong. I went one way and it went the other.
Could Larry throw a BP with his knuckleball?
Yes.
Could he?
Yeah, he threw to us when we faced Charlie Huff.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yep.
Was it good? I mean,
yeah, it was a good one.
Did it all get you ready?
I don't know. I mean, well, it was either that, but you know, we hit Charlie around pretty good one game, and
the ball's out to right center field. Hoskins will go to third, and Florimone is aboard with a single. First and third with 2 outs.
And we hit Charlie around pretty good one game in Miami, and I saw him after the game, and it was on a Sunday, and we were flying out. He said, "Good luck the rest of the season. You know, good luck in the postseason." I said, "Well, we see you guys next week." Now I got to get my hip replaced tomorrow. Felt like it. We're a complete idiot. Yeah, I mean, he was already what? I think he was what, 60 when he pitched against us. He was in his 40s or mid 40s, I think.
Yeah, he stuck around for a long time.
Yeah, just felt bad, you know, getting his hip replaced after his last start.
Finished exactly at 500, did Charlie Huff. He was a big influence on R.A. Dickey and his development. 46 years young was Charlie Huff when he stopped playing.
He was funny, man. He was a funny guy. He hit a grounder to me at first. I was bobbling it, and he's running. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it. He didn't want to run no more. He wasn't too quick. I used to Wakefield, I would either get a couple hits or 4 strikeouts. It depended on how it went.
Two.
Wakefield, I played against him when I was with the White Sox. He was at the Red Sox, of course, but he had a great one in Chicago because the wind blows. That thing was moving everywhere.
See, it's funny because Jared, I don't know if you remember Jared Fernandez. He pitched a little bit in the big leagues with the Red Sox organization. Jared used to say, I used to think the same thing when it was breezy. I used to say, well, the wind's blowing. He goes, yeah, that's not always a good thing.
No, if it's blowing out, it's better. Because of the wind resistance, the wind blowing out the ball without it having any spin on it, the ball will move more.
Yeah, so if it's blowing in,
it's going to straighten out.
I got you. Maybe that's what he meant. Little floater out toward left center field.
Get one.
And that's going to drop for a base hit. RBI single for Alfaro. Over to third, Florimone, and the Phils are on the board. It's a 9-1 game. Well, don't give away at bats. Alfaro with his second hit.
And that's a beautiful thing. 2 strikes. I got to put the ball in play somehow. 2 outs. Don't have to worry about hitting into a double play. You know, I mean, it's a great pitch. Look at that thing.
It's a really good pitch.
But you know, how many did they have against us? Those little bloopers over our infielder's head.
Kim takes a knuckleball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Problem is, their guy came up and hit a 3-run homer after 2 of their bloopers.
Bouncer to the right side. Albies will take care of Kim. Phillies do get a run. They leave 2. They collect 3 hits. We're on to the 8th inning. Braves 9, Phillies 1. Your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Phillies trail at 9-1 as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. Yaxel Rios is still out there. He's pitched 2 scoreless innings so far, 2 hits. Time now for our BMW home run replay, brought to you by your Delaware Valley BMW centers. And this was back in the 1st inning. And this is why the day didn't start out well.
Yeah, bloop, a bloop, and a blast. And Freddie Freeman provided the blast. That was a long one up in the 2nd deck. And that's our home run replay, brought to you by BMW and the Love Train. Where's Murph in there?
Be great if you see him coming up from behind.
That'd be funny. That's why he needs to wear that tangerine shirt. Just blend in, or mix. Won't be able, you know, he'll stand out.
Freeman is 2 for 4 in the game.
This still the first game?
This is game 1, Johnny. We're getting toward the end. And Yaxel Rios done a nice job for 2 innings.
Well, 2 guys have to get on for Enciarte to hit again.
Out toward left center field. It's going to slice back toward Hoskins' area. And Reese puts it away. See Reese with that technique. Everything's with 2 hands. He ain't taking any chances. And Markakis is coming up. RBI double in the 3rd. A little low.
It's like Markakis has got his hands up a little higher and his bat flatter. It's like almost like Brock Stassi.
It is a little like Brock Stassi. Little soft leg kick. Out of play, and it's 1-2. Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Well, they're saving money in this game. We ain't got one yet.
Yes, they are.
Well, hopefully Rios gets him one right here.
2-2.
I think Rios thought he had him, struck out.
He gets him on the strikeout. 95, a little cheese up. Their 2-out second strikeout for Rios. And Kurt Suzuki's coming up. Final dollar dog night of the season will be Wednesday, September 13th, when the Phillies take on the Miami Marlins. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Marlins are just here. They're going to be back again.
I don't think I'm here for that one. Is that the first trip back from?
That is the trip back.
The first group of home games?
So. Yeah, we come back on the 12th.
Yeah, I'm gone, I think.
We're off on the 11th.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is you know somebody, so you can get hot dogs anytime you want.
I do. I know the fanatic.
You can't shoot it up here, but
might be able to put some aside.
Over to the left side, Florimone. Nice play, nice throw.
There
nice
you go.
inning. And there is the first 1-2-3 inning of the day for the Phil's pitching staff. Rios throws 9 pitches to get through the 8th. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phil's down 9-1 against the Braves. Turning point. Well, the turning point is really the Braves today offensively. Ender Inciarte 5 for 5. It's his third 5-hit game of the year. How about that? 3 5-hit games this season. So he has 5. Freeman has 2 hits. Albies has 2 hits. Cesar Hernandez takes a strike, and it's 0-1. R.A. Dickey back out there to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. R.A. Dickey this year now has made 3 starts against the Phillies. Counting today, 14 innings, 8 hits, or I should say 14 hits, and 3 earned runs during those 3 outings. Make that 2 earned runs. He allowed 1 run on the 30th, and it was an unearned run. Right past the fleet-footed Mickey Morandini. Look at Freddie Freeman.
You know, I asked him.
He just gave us a thumbs up.
I asked him yesterday on Monday night. I said, which ball was closer, the line drive?
Yeah.
I think Cesar hit, or the pickoff throw by Sims. He said the pickoff throw, because he said at least I saw the one Cesar hit coming at me. He said, but I swear to you, I don't know how it missed me.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
He wasn't too happy that we were making fun of him a little.
He likes the attention.
Yeah, he does.
This is Mickey Mo. Line drive, base hit for Cesar.
Here we come.
11th hit of the homestand for Cesar.
I'd like to have this announcement from Dan Baker. Look at Mick. Look at. I think that's the bad hip too. He is going in for hip replacement though, finally.
Oh, at the end of the year?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't he have the other one done already?
I don't know. He might have.
Let's see, he's lasted longer than Charlie Huff's hit. Broken back ground ball. Phillips to second for 1, or Albies to second for 1, and then Swanson over to first.
Can you imagine if Swanson would have bounced that ball to first and hit the bat?
Bats are flying these last few games.
Yeah, I was hoping Dan Baker said now coming into pinch hit and pitch the 9th.
Well, it's because of Rios, really. I mean, he's able to go 3 scoreless, and it looks like Ramos is going to pitch the 9th inning.
Yeah, if Blanco didn't pitch in the 17-2 game, 9-1's a little too close, I guess. .114 pitches for RA. I don't think there's been a lot of high stress pitches.
No way. Not today. Not today. Phillies might be happy to see somebody like Julio Teheran, the starter in game 2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Distribution of outs. There's another ground ball. That's going to be a tough play. Swanson will not have a play, so an infield hit for Nick Williams. Yeah, baby. 55 hits now in 52 games for Nick Williams.
Hope he's not hurt.
See a little gimpy past the bag.
Yeah, he did a squat. I don't know if it's groin or no, maybe he just needs to tie his shoes. It's really difficult with gloves on. Yeah, but watch him when he goes past the base.
He hit the bag a little awkward.
Yeah, but he does a. If you keep going, he does it. He turns around. Yeah, see, grabbing his leg. Now he's doing the stretching.
Hoskins takes outside.
Well, Reese hits one up in the seats. He can trot around and go get some treatment.
Hoskins has scored the only run for the Phils. 1-1. This is a season high in pitches now for R.A. Dickey.
Jason Mott warming up in the bullpen for the Bravos.
Popped him up. Freddie Freeman says he has it. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left for the Phils. We've completed 8. We'll go to the 9th inning. The Phillies trail the Braves by 8.
With August 30th, 1988, Kent Colby pitches in his 1,000th game. They become, at the time, only the 2nd pitcher in baseball history to pitch in that many games. Wade Wilhelm was the all-time leader at that time at 1,070. And the Phillies went on to beat the Giants 7-5 at Veterans Stadium. That's your Coors Banquet timeless moment.
Kent Colby, 1,000th game. He was durable for not only the Phillies but the Pirates, of course.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man.
Old Teak.
I called him. He's in the hospital waiting to get a heart transplant.
Yeah.
He said, "Can you come do me a favor?" And I said, "Sure, Teak, whatever you need."
Adams greets a Dubry Ramos with a blistering liner down the right field line. And he'll get to second base with a double.
They're trying to get Inciarte another at bat, I think.
What did Teak need?
6-pack. See, I'm not sure the doctor's gonna let me sneak that one into you.
You didn't fulfill that desire for him?
No, I felt bad too, and I apologized to him when I saw him. Spring training.
That he is. I mean,
he's doing great.
He's doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was old school, man. He was. He'd come down after games and sit and have a bottled water with us, and I say that with a
tongue in cheek.
A couple tongues in the cheeks, yeah, but he'd come out and hang out. We loved it.
Albies hits it to the right side. Saves are to his left. And Albies, who earlier today was named a AAA All-Star for the end of the season, grounds out. He had a tough go to start his career with the Braves, but since hitting 169 to begin the first part of his career, he's really turned it on. A little bit of an adjustment period. And now here's Dansby Swanson.
Hey, you think they're going to try to jam him again? He got jammed that last about. He couldn't even run to first.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Lane Adams is out in the on deck circle.
Milner out there now, huh?
Yeah, Mott sat down. They've got the lefty Milner. 0-2. And then Minter. And Swanson waves at a breaking ball, and there are 2 outs. And Adams is indeed coming up.
Number 16, Lane Adams.
And he will pinch hit for R.A. Dickey. Dickey threw 121 pitches today, 10 shy of his career high. And he had a very good knuckleball today. Fortunately, the Phillies only have to see him one more time. You know, he had that one year with the Mets where the Phillies just couldn't do anything against him. Then they had some success, and now this year, not so much. Chatting with Chuck Hernandez.
Yeah, would you like to see Inciarte get another at bat? Or have we seen enough of him?
I mean, I think we've seen enough. He's not going to break the record for hits in a game, so unless we tie it and push it into extra innings.
Tell you what, if we tie it and go in extra innings, I hope we play 20 innings.
I thought you were going to say you're going to walk to Miami. Outside, 2-1.
I have trouble from getting here into our office over there. It's amazing the good steps I have going to get the ice cream, but when it goes to like sit.
Yeah, you do have a hop in your step. 3-1.
It's all about Frankie Two Scoops.
You get to visit him in between games?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, baby.
He made it a point to let me know that they would be open and ready to go after game 1.
Well, Ender Inciarte will indeed get a chance to bat as Adams walks. Inciarte is 5 for 5. He's the second major league player this season with 5 hits and 4 RBIs and a stolen base in a game. The other was Eric Hosmer on July 26th. See the scoring summary that's bouncing around up top. One ball and 1 strike. Well, he's not up there to try to walk.
No, it got a hanger right there from Ramos.
One and 2.
Probably the 2 best pitch. I think we figured out how to pitch to him. It's throw him a hanging breaking ball. Fouls it off.
He didn't bite on that, and it's 2-2.
Well, I think Larry Anderson told me he tried to throw Andre Dawson hanging sliders. I'm glad you didn't tell the third baseman that.
I never heard the end of this story, though. Did Dawson ever hit the hanging slider?
No, he said he didn't know what to do with it. Does he pull it? Does he hit it the other way?
I would have thought he would have been able to hit it once or twice.
I would think. That one year he hit, well, he had a Hall of Fame career, of course, but what was that, 86? I think he was MVP.
Runner goes from first, and the pitch inside, ball 4. So he reaches base for the 6th time today. So he's 5 for 5 with a walk. He's reached base safely now in 7 consecutive plate appearances.
Oh, and if I'm the Braves, I look at that at bat with the 2 hanging breaking balls and figure, you know what, he's struggling. We might not want to play him game 2. Give him a rest. Didn't look like he could handle that hanging breaking ball. Might be time to sit him down.
Do you think that's running through Brian Snitker's mind?
I'm sure that's what he's doing right now. Like, oh boy, now who do I lead off? Enciarte's out. He's struggling.
Phillips takes away. One ball, one strike.
We had a 5 for 5, a 2000th hit. Not in this game. Just seems that way. Brandon Phillips is first at bat. Hit number 2000.
It does seem like a while ago. It was an RBI single in the first.
It was today, though, I promise.
And that pitch up high.
You know why we're not smart?
Why is that?
At some point during this game, we should have gotten up and stretched our legs. But I want to be the first one in for the ice cream. And
well, I mean, oh, all right. Well, you have the before the post game hit, you can do it.
I still got to do that too.
Yeah. Outside, 3-1.
Huh.
Production Cavity just informed us that you are off for the post game hit.
Now, isn't a cavity a big hole? Is that what you're calling them now?
I've been calling them that for years, and I mean it with the most respects.
I never known you to be disrespectful. Now Murph, on the other hand,
no,
the way he talks about him, I mean it's ridiculous.
I mean it with great admiration and respect. 3-2.
But a cavity is a hole, right?
Yeah, I think you can broaden it
to a big hole.
Yeah, to make it a big, wide, comfortable home away from home hole.
Oh, good try there.
Yeah,
that way. You know, sometimes it's just going to feel better when you just say what you mean.
Fouled back as the runners are going, and they'll do it again.
I'll teach you someday.
Now it makes me feel bad that I've been calling it that for all these years.
I'm glad to be of help. Are you looking up the definition of cavity?
It's an empty space within a solid object, which is the stadium. Space, chamber.
You're really digging the hole deeper now.
Pocket,
pal.
pocket.
A pit.
Yeah, a pouch.
Yeah. I tell you what, between games we'll come up with something else to call them.
I don't know if we'll be able to do that.
So it's a crater.
Yeah.
A pit.
Swing and a miss.
So
thankfully, Ramos strikes out Brandon Phillips, and we can get on to the bottom of the 9th inning. Braves leave 3. Ramos picks up 2 strikeouts. We'll be back with the bottom of the 9th right after this. Time now for our WB Mason deliveries of the game. Well, let's start with Ender Inciarte, who started the game off with the first of his 5 hits.
Yeah, a little blooper, harmless blooper that turned into a big day for Ender Inciarte. Like you said, Tom, 5 hits, a walk, 4 RBIs. There's his 3rd hit of the game that drove in a couple. And for good measure, let's just go 4. And if that wasn't the line drive, he might have drove in another run, but then for good measure, I'm not tired enough. Let me hit a triple. Stand-up triple for his 5th hit of the game, and those are our WB Mason deliveries of the game.
Adams stays in the game. He's in left field for the Braves.
Ooh.
Take it over for Matt Adams.
I always used to take that personal when we had a 9-1 lead and they defensive replaced me with a 9-1 and an 8-run lead in the last inning. I thought, man, I must really be awful.
You didn't buy it when they said we want to get you off your feet?
Yeah.
Tommy Joseph will lead it off against Minter. And he takes upstairs. A.J. Minter has an ERA of 7.71. Tommy singled earlier in the ball game, so he's 1 for 3. Popped foul, and it's 2-1. Two and 2. Fly ball right center field, not deep. And Markakis looks like he's got it. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. Game 2 is going to feature Mark Leiter Jr. and Julio Teheran. I think everybody's excited to see, or has a lot of anticipation to see, if Mark can build on his last outing. He feels like he can, and that's his goal. We will be on CSN 30 minutes after game 1 is complete. So around 3:30. As Franco lines one foul down the left field line.
Oh, and I was told by the cavity that there is no post game after the first game.
Correct. That was my bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're flustered with calling them bad names.
There it is, cavity busters.
Yeah. That's what you're calling them. Think about that for a second. I hope you feel bad.
I didn't feel bad for the last 15 years or so, but I have felt bad now the last 15 minutes.
15 years you've been calling them that?
Oh, about that, yeah.
Wow. I don't even know you anymore.
I guess I didn't call him that on radio. So maybe a dozen years. Here's Florimone, who's 1 for 3. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Could call it the production outlet.
That would be a lot better.
But Ollie's already got it for the bargain outlet. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Production room is too bland because it's really a truck.
How about production truck?
That's bland.
Oh, well, you thought going with cavity was better?
I did for a long time, yes.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to make you feel bad. What does Murph call him?
I think he probably leans on the same thing.
Just got disrespectful.
I would never call him the cavity. Never.
Thanks, Murph. I'm glad I brought this to light.
I saw you. Didn't you wear one of those shirts that I got?
I did. They're great shirts.
Yeah.
They are.
3-2.
Ironically, Doc Bressler's Cavity Busters sign is up on the.
Yeah, we just showed it.
Yeah.
Doc Bressler's made a living with the word cavity.
Yeah, by taking care of them, by healing them, by fixing them, not by calling them. Like when the guy leaves, he fixes a root canal or something. He does say, "Hey, see you next week, cavity."
Well, the ball game, John, is over, and we can contemplate even longer. A 1-2-3 ninth inning as the Braves take game 1 of this series, and they also end this 7-game losing streak to the Phillies as they win it today by a final of 9-1. The production truck has told us that Ender Inciarte is our Chevrolet player of the game.
Well, no cavities today in the swing of Ender Inciarte so far. 5 for 5, 4 RBIs, 18 runs scored, it felt like. And he is our player of the game.
So the Braves take game 1. Game 2 is going to start in a little more than a half hour from now. Braves win at 9-1. We'll wrap it up right after this.